in NBA history. All told, the deal involves the Rockets, Hawks, Nets, Warriors, Lakers, Timberwolves, and Suns. The Nationals fired President of Baseball Operations Mike Rizzo and manager Dave Martinez on Sunday. The pair led the Nationals to the World Series championship in 2019, but the team hasn't finished higher than fourth in the division since they won the World Series. The club's senior vice president and former assistant general manager Mike DiBartolo has been named the interim GM. The team set to announce an interim manager today. NASCAR Cup Series Sunday, Shane Van Gisbergen took the checkered flag under caution at the street course in Chicago. He also won the Xfinity Series race. Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive.
That's the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Everyone has a fave Wendy's Frosty flavor. And when you're choosing from chocolate or vanilla, it's not that hard. But now there's all new Frosty Swirls and Frosty Fusions. So try picking your fave from Oreo Brownie Fusion, Pop-Tarts Strawberry Fusion, Strawberry Swirl, Brownie Batter Swirl, Caramel Swirl, and Caramel Crunch Fusion. Not so easy now, huh? For a fresh way to Frosty, gotta be Wendy's. Open till midnight or later.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, hours may vary by location. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group. Pop-Tarts is a trademark of Kellogg North America Co., LLC. Used with permission.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out?
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
It's a sweet deal.
All you gotta do is just listen and start winning.
We can't make it any simpler.
Yeah, we'd be lying if we told you we hadn't considered asking for a cut.
Get the winning edge.
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
The only place in football where the offense is always on the field is on Moneyline. With the two best hosts in radio, Donnie Rightside.
If anybody wasn't watching, let's not know what you were doing.
And Kevin Walsh.
Forget act like you've been there before.
On the SportsGrid Radio Network, SiriusXM Channel 159.
Best every day now officially underway. New week, new money. My goodness, it is July, post 4th of July weekend. Moneyline, the place to be, the best hour of your day. You know the drill. It's DRS. It's Kevin Walsh. And away we go over the next hour on the hottest topics, which does include NBA trades. Don't slow down for anybody. And Norm Powell's on the move for a bunch of junk to the Miami Heat, Kevin. We'll start there.
Not wrong, right? Little odd to watch how that all goes.
Yep.
I guess if you try and make some sense of it, where the Jazz just wanted to get rid of John Collins, and they would have, I guess, taken back, what Miami sent out, right? Kevin Love, Kyle Anderson, happily. Miami didn't really want John Collins, and perhaps the Clippers felt that it would make more sense for them to fortify the front court than keep Norman Powell around. But Norman Powell was someone who people try to argue deserved to be in the All-Star game and had a nice season ultimately for the Clippers. So it's an exciting addition probably for the Heat. Are there more moves to follow, though, I think is still the bigger question, because are you doing a Tyler Hero, Norman Powell backcourt? Does this take Miami out of the expected Bradley Beal sweepstakes when he is seemingly bought out? Does this take Miami out of the Damian Lillard situation? Because that, it's a move, Donnie, that of course makes sense for Miami to do, but I imagine now there's more than for Miami to do post getting this done.
Yeah, there's probably other shoes to drop, as we like to say, that are coming forward. I don't know what the heck the Clippers were doing, but I guess it feels like their team got better. Maybe it was James Brown. Hey, man, this guy shoots too many of my three-point shots. Get him out of town. Get me somebody I can throw an alley-oop to at this point, as opposed to shoot the three-point shot. Other things I want to talk about, Kevin. NBA Summer League. What have you seen so far in the Summer League, other than VJ Edgecombe might be the best young player we've ever seen in the NBA, from what I'm hearing? How about that?
Can I tell you, truly, I actually think the Sixers-Jazz game it should be a little bit of a wake-up call. If you have a top 5 pick or someone you are really, really invested in, What you do not also want are guys in year 2 or year 3 who are trying to prove themselves also on the court, because VJ Edgecombe, Donnie, was the man for the Sixers in that game. Meanwhile, Cody Williams was out there like, hey, Ace, that's cute, but they took me like 9th last year, pal. So this is actually my team. And it's like, I can't believe what I'm watching. Like, it was just the Jazz side of it, there was no rhythm. But yeah, it was definitely an exciting start, right? I mean, for Edgecombe. And even like, if it wasn't the most efficient game you've ever seen, but you want to just get those shots up, get those reps up. That's what the whole thing is supposed to be for VJ, Donnie. So, yeah, that was definitely a step in the right direction.
Tonight, Thunder and the 76ers are going to play tonight at the Huntsman Center. Doubleheader tonight. We have one at 7 o'clock, one at 9 o'clock. Grizzlies and the Jazz. Do we have Summer League lines up here for this? Because I don't have it on my odds.
Yeah, there should be. Maybe they don't come
NBA.
out until a little bit later in the day. I could see that.
Okay. We got a -3 of the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, you do have the more wagers tab. Okay. All right. So we got Edgecombe. Let me see where his points are tonight. Edgecombe to score 10 points is -3,500. So his number is, now what do we have?
I imagine we're not getting unders, right?
Yeah.
It's all just like plus.
15 points -400. 20 points is a plus. So basically he's at 19 points, if you will, because 20 points is slightly plus money. So he's probably 19.5 tonight to go back-to-back in this point. You know what, again, I'm surprised he's actually, because due to high draft picks, hey, he played one night, don't play again. Like this, we'll catch you in Vegas a little bit later. So I'm actually excited that he is playing tonight here. Maybe Janai Broom tonight -500 to score 10 points. What did he do in game? Did he? Did he score 10 points? What did he do in game number 1?
I remember him hitting a 3. I can't remember.
Janai Broom, 13 points.
All right.
Edgecombe 28, Broom 13, Justin Edwards 13, Adam Bona 16. Vet out there on the court.
Let me tell you something. I'm just assuming that you didn't see the Bona highlights, Donnie.
No, I didn't.
He was out there abusing this kid Filipowski. Like he looked like Shaquille O'Neal. No, Donnie, it was something. It was absolutely something. The way he was, I was like, "What's going on here?" Like he has super boost on or something.
Sneaky pick out of UCLA out here. By the way, did you remember the Cal Filipowski story that was coming out?
I do.
Man,
yeah,
what a wild
that was.
story. By the way, how did he do last year? I didn't hear much about his name, but he did drop 42 in that game.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's on the Jazz. He ran Donnie. He ended up starting like 20 some odd games for him because the Jazz and their tank machine knows no bounds. I also love like Ainge Jr. comes over. He's like, we're done tanking. First thing they do is take back, as you would call it, a bunch of junk from Miami and send out John Collins. Like, all right, guys.
Correct.
I don't really know. I don't really think you're done tanking.
Maybe, and also the agent's kid is now one of the guest coaches for the Utah Jazz for Ace Bailey. Did I see that as well, making its rounds around the NBA? How about that?
I still couldn't really figure out what was going on there. I was one of those, like, I just let it gloss over. I passed on the whole thing. I don't know.
What do we have in the Summer League, though? So we have only a couple games in Utah, then we get to...
Now,
is there a couple different ones? Like, how's this going?
But this is the question for Commissioner Rightside.
Sure.
Where do you land on us having, like, I mean, they've trimmed it down, right? They used to have like 4 Summer League locations.
Yeah, like one in Orlando, I remember watching.
Yes. I think they maybe snuck an LA one in there once or twice. Like, huh? Where do you land on all this? Like, why don't we just have one?
Yeah, and a big one too. Like, why don't we run this the whole summer, Kevin? Like, why isn't every team here like, hey, look, these are rookies. Like an NFL like preseason. Like you run the whole month with the preseason. How great would that be? A 20-game schedule. You put it on TV. You give the boys some cash because they're probably not going to make it or even make the team at that point. I would love to see that. But it feels like the biggest news that ever came out of Kevin, the summer leagues, was LeBron James walking in with Lakers like imprinted shorts, and people just lost their minds. Like they were like $5,000 the next day. Remember that?
It was crazy. I do remember that. And it was funny because I remember being one of the people like, those are nice. Like, I'll take a look into a pair. And then I was like, wait a second now. Hold on.
Like they're made by Balenciaga or something. Like, oh, man, expensive.
I don't even think it was. I don't know. It was crazy. The reason I don't like I like the staggered summer league because I want games as soon as possible, right? So from that front of it, I agree.
When does Vegas start, though? When is that coming up?
I believe Thursday. I believe it's Thursday.
Okay.
But
why do we stop in Utah, though? What's that about?
I don't know, but here's my thing, Don, right? Like the Spurs have played multiple games, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, let me see how where's Dylan Harper? So it's like, I'm not playing in
Vegas.
Utah. Like, that's crazy. Like, I'm not playing in Utah. It's just, I don't know. That stuff's a little silly. Imagine if VJ gets shut down before Vegas. Like, they're like,
I played his 2 games, looked really good, seen enough. We don't want him to step on a basketball like Ben Simmons did like 10 years ago and fracture his ankle, which would take a month and a half to get ready, but he missed 19 months because he wanted to win Rookie of the Year the next year. So, yeah, I understand that. But it's always funny, like, hey, man, bad start out of Victor Wembanyama. Great game. Shut him down. We don't need any of these backdoors. We'll see in training camp at this point. So it does get that way. But you're right about it. These rosters are absolutely huge with guys that are just looking to get shots up. Like, you put me in that game, coach, for 3 minutes, I'm going to make sure I take every shot I can so I catch the attention. Like, nobody's out there just playing defense and, like, say, look, make the good bounce pass. You know what I mean? Oh, look at the score. Moneyline, baby. New week, new money. We'll be right back after the short break.
Of summer have returned and taken the field for the great American pastime. You should monetize that. Get the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
With your news flash, I'm Trey Westerberg. This update brought to you by Progressive. Sean Diddy Combs was convicted of prostitution-related offenses but acquitted Wednesday of sex trafficking and racketeering charges that could have put him behind bars for life. The mixed result came on the third day of deliberations. It could still send the 55-year-old to prison for as long as a decade and is likely to end his career as a hit-making music executive, fashion entrepreneur, brand ambassador, and reality TV star. Microsoft is firing thousands of workers, its second mass layoff in months. The tech giant began sending out layoff notices Wednesday. The company declined to say how many people would be laid off, but said it will comprise less than 4% of the workforce it had a year ago. Microsoft said the cuts will affect multiple teams around the world, including its sales division and its Xbox video game business. I'm Trey Westerberg with your news flash.
If your family's summer style needs a little pick-me-up, you've got to go to Kohl's. They have everything from polos and cute dresses to comfy kids outfits and Sephora essentials, plus more. Not to mention, you can get 20% off some of your faves and earn Kohl's cash. Yup, summer's already looking more stylish, all thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Offer ends July 6th. Some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's cash do not apply to Sephora. See store or Kohls.com for details.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals. And it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with New Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Luck is a word losers use.
If you think winning is only a matter of chance, you must be new here. We give you sports gaming strategies and information that changes outcomes others flip a coin over. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Talking NBA trades, NBA Summer League. We'll get to a little bit of Major League Baseball in just a few moments. But as Kevin always said since I've met him, the day after the 4th of July, like he really struggles through football season. Like he tries to kill
that it was
time.
about to be nonsense. You knew it, right?
It was not.
Man. It wasn't. It wasn't. You know what's funny though, DRS? I will say this. All right, the July 3rd game time decisions.
Mm-hmm.
The vibe around it was so unmistakable. We just embraced it on air. Like we did a mail it in parlay where it was like, listen, we've done no research, but these legs should win. And the parlay did win for the record.
I win, yeah. Of course they win.
Which is exactly what it should be there. But no, I'm actually listen, I don't want to disrupt your flow. I don't know where you're headed right now, but I have a topic that I'm actually very locked in on. So if I may.
Yeah.
Please explain to me Shohei Ohtani's case to an MVP, because none of it has to do with what he's done on the baseball field.
Blowout. Maybe the easiest winner of all time. Guy who's going to pitch 5 innings coming up. It doesn't matter.
182 over his last 18 games.
It doesn't even matter. He's going to hit a home run or two. He's going to drive in some runs. The Dodgers will win games. He's going to pitch 5 innings. And away we ride off into the sunset. He might be a better MVP candidate than Aaron Judge. How about that?
But that's the thing, Dominic. They're not even in the same planet in terms of the seasons they are having. It doesn't even look like they are playing the same sport. Ohtani is batting 278. He's 4th in home runs, right? Run scored, RBI. Okay. He got passed by Juan Soto now for offensive WAR. And Juan Soto spent the first month and a half moping that he wished he re-signed with the New York Yankees. He doesn't have it. His WAR is lower than that of James Wood, much less Pete Crow Armstrong.
But expectations for being a pitcher and a hitter, he walks. Again, both of these guys are going to win the MVP. Cal Raleigh has a chance. There is nobody in the National League, though. Yes, leave him out of it. There's nobody in the National League that will be able to hold a candle to Shohei Ohtani in the MVP race. None. Nobody. Not even close.
I don't agree with that. I think Pete Crow Armstrong's candidacy is very legit, because I'll tell you why, Donnie. And listen, you'll be fair to push back and say it's not how you win MVP. But let me just ask you this question: when was the last time you heard someone's defense, especially in the outfield, talked about as much as PCA's is? For me, it feels like young Mike Trout. I'm not comparing the level of hitting, but I'm talking about the way we talk about PCA's defense being a game changer. This guy glides to the baseball, Donnie. You don't hear hear about it?
No, the MVP almost is it's usually strictly a batting scenario, right? Very rarely it's hey man, that guy's really good at the plate and he plays a Gold Glove. He's the Gold Glover, but he's not a great hitter. It's almost like a separation where the pitching comes in and just goes, this doesn't make any sense, and it breaks brains because it never happens. So if Shohei Ohtani being a starting pitcher and an above average hitter, he's automatically the MVP. There's nobody else that can touch him. Nobody.
Again, we can go back and forth on this, but at the moment, he's not a starting pitcher. He's an opener. That's what he is right now. He's an opener. And every single Dodger report keeps going, they're going to be cautious. They're going to be cautious. They're going to be cautious. Glasnow's on his way back. I'm telling you, I'm still taking under on the season-long innings. He has to hit better. Now, he will. You would be totally fair to say he's going to hit, but how much better, Don? At this point, I think it's pretty fair to say Ohtani's not going to get himself to a 300 batting average this season.
No, probably not. But if he gets 40-plus home runs and pitches, it's the runaway. He's just a runaway easy favorite, which, again, we've talked about this multiple times where how does the stage get set? If Ohtani's just an average pitcher the rest of his career and hits good, he should be he might be a 15-time MVP. Honestly, that's the way it feels.
I don't know.
Nobody else can do what he does. It's a freak of nature.
Wait, but I understand that nobody else is doing what I get that totally. And most years, Donnie, it has resulted in him then being the most valuable player in the league, right? He so far, if you ended the Major League Baseball season, Aaron Judge would win league MVP almost unanimously. There'd be a couple Seattle voters probably that would give Cal Raleigh some flowers. I legitimately do not think that Shohei Ohtani is deserving of a vote for league MVP. If we ended the season today, he's minus 1,500?
Yeah, but you don't, though. Because what's on the horizon coming back at this point.
But I don't agree with you about what's on the horizon. You still think Shohei's going to have a 7-inning game somewhere in here?
Yes, at 1,000%. 1,000%.
I don't see that at all. I do not think that is even remotely the priority for the Los Angeles Dodgers. It's
the way
just
those
not.
pitchers break down out there, it's going to be wild this year. By the way, somebody in the chat box says, DRS, who's your MVP? Tony Gwynn's best season or Ohtani this year? Well, it's hard. It's Tony Gwynn, I see hit 370, he hit 394 in 1994, which is incredible. But look at the power numbers, 12 home runs, 64 RBI. And it's so much different. But Tony Gwynn's one of the greatest hitters in the history of baseball. I'm telling you right now, Tony Gwynn would really struggle today. Because pitchers in the late 80s, early 90s, they didn't throw hard. It wasn't about blowing you away. Hey, methodical pitcher, and he put the ball in play. And he was a wonderful, wonderful hitter. There's no question, one of the best of all time. But those years that he had, like in 1984, hit 351, come on now, man. Smoke shows are pitching him. He'd strike out way more. By the way, his strikeout numbers, where's his lowest number, too? Like, he would routinely strike out, Kevin, under 20 times a season.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
it was really nuts. Yeah, it was a crazy
162
thing.
games. Yeah, he's a great baseball player, but I still would take Ohtani.
The best Gwynn season, he finished with an 8.6 WAR in 1987. He hit 370 on the year, stole 56 bags, chipped in 54 RBI with 7 home runs. Like you said, not a power hitter, Donnie, but 119 runs. What I would also, though, say, and this probably would surprise people, Tony Gwynn only once in his career finished top 5 in MVP voting.
Yeah.
Just only one time. So, again, Gwynn is he's a historic player because when you say Tony Gwynn, you know exactly what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
One of the best hitters you've ever seen who didn't strike out.
Yes.
But Tony Gwynn was not an MVP machine. He never won one.
No, and you're right. You say you never won the MVP. You played a whole season, you hit 394, and you didn't win the MVP. By the way, look, I'm going to do some research on this. He had 394 in 1994. Who was the NL MVP in 94?
Yeah, I'll find it for
1994 NL MVP. We'll find it. We'll be back.
Whoa!
More information next. Let's go.
I got it.
Wow, bags.
SportsGrid. Stamping out the boredom in baseball year after year. We bring you all the angles, insights, and information you need. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The SportsGrid Radio Network presents This Date in Sports History.
1948, Cleveland signs 42-year-old veteran pitcher Satchel Paige. Paige was a Negro League pitching legend, and that season he was 6-1 with a 2.48 ERA. Paige started his career in 1927 and last pitched 3 innings for the Kansas City A's at the age of 58 in 1965. For SportsGrid Radio, I'm Mike DeMurgis.
The Technology Minute with George Capalvo.
Scientists at the Max Planck Institute have uncovered a direct link between the smell of food and how full your stomach feels. At least if you're a mouse. A neural circuit between the brain and the olfactory nerves of the septum is triggered by the scent of food, making a mouse feel full without eating. However, overweight mice do not have this mechanism. Not yet understood if this effect translates to humans. However, the smell of spoiled food? A well-known appetite killer. Follow me at Capalvo on X and stay tuned to the Technology Minute for more cool stuff like this.
Carver and Lisi.
It's a move that chips deal when you initially see it, and then you see who they give up, and they take 2 steps back. Like, great, you get DK Metcalf. Oh, it's great. They got a dynamic 1-2 punch. But now we send and ship George Pickens to Dallas. So now you're right back where you started one. You got a pure number 1 and nobody else.
It's Carver and Lisi with Mike Carver and Joe Lisi. Weekdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on the SportsGrid Radio Network. Have you noticed how hard it is these days to find something to believe? Nonsense is everywhere.
But at SportsGrid,
we put our mouth where your money is. Because if we're ever wrong, you wouldn't win.
Get it?
This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Have a little tennis action, Kevin. You watch any Wimbledon? Get the boys caught up on Game Time Decision on Wimbledon?
It just doesn't. We do it every. It just doesn't grab me, man. The tennis just does not grab me at all.
Djokovic live right now in center court, round 4.
Is
lost
he?
the first set,
Okay.
6-1. Then went 6-4, 6-4. But now he's down 3-0 to Alex de Minaur, if I pronounce that correct.
Let's see what
Australian,
the odds are.
maybe?
Let's see
the
what the
Australian
odds
flag?
I don't have the eyes on
I know
it,
he's been-
Donnie. Let's see.
I know he's been bouncing.
He's minus
bench
380.
in the match right now.
Yeah, live.
Yeah, he was much lower than that before. because he lost the first set. It's like minus 110, minus 120, I think, like that at the end of the first. But obviously he's coming back. But he's down 3-0 in the fourth set right now. Ben Shelton got rocked in, I guess, the first set, 6-3. So that's a U.S. guy looking to move forward. Yannick Sinner's out here. Flavio Cobolli, he won today. Beat Marin Cilic.
Get excited.
Yeah, when's this over? This weekend is the last weekend of it, I hope. I mean, my goodness.
When's this over?
When is this over? My goodness.
Yeah.
I'm not a big tennis guy. Anybody at the chat box good tennis guy or sitting out there watching? Do you guys, because I know some people love to bet tennis and some people make good money betting tennis. I just, like, it's not like you don't have to love a sport and have to watch it to bet something, but I just, like, I don't even want to learn about tennis and how to bet it. Like, I don't care. It doesn't even, like, it doesn't register to me.
When I first took the Game Time Decision spot, it was right around the U.S. Open. So I was like, look, I'm going to lock in. And, I was doing well, right? Like I was just, carry some of our betting principles over, figure out, okay, this, boom, boom. But again, it's, you know what it is too, Donnie? It's the start times. They're all over the place. Like you're telling me this guy's on the, like Novak's going right now. Yeah. It's just, if you're big into tennis, that's great. I am not knocking it or anything. It's just not for me.
What do you think about men's doubles and women's doubles? You like the single?
Isn't that a big thing?
It is a big thing.
Was that at the U.S. Open? No, but like, aren't they like doing like men and women pairings?
I don't know.
Wasn't that you didn't see any tweet? I thought that's what you were referring to. No, apparently there's like, who cares?
Now,
there was a thing where it's going to be like tennis? This part. No, with this 75 miles an hour thing.
Yeah, I mean that could change things up, but like the women, it feels like, Kevin, have a lot more upsets and intrigue. So I don't mind like the tournament itself. I was telling Ben and Friezo like last week, I'm like, look, here, let's cut to the chase. How about if you just told me Wimbledon, Kevin, top 4 players in the world, semifinal, bang, get after it in the final, like one weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I actually think I might be interested. I think I get angry at tennis goes on for so long in these tournaments, and I don't like tennis anyway, that if you just gave me the 2 best players on each side, boom, then the final, and that's all I have to worry about, I think I might like it better. I'm not going to lie.
I actually, I don't think it shouldn't be a hot take, because when you're not super familiar with the sport, what you do have at a Wimbledon is you have a lot of Alabama against Sacramento State, it feels like, right? And that goes on for the whole time up until it's like, oh, Alcaraz, Novak. Whoa, when did this start? You know what I mean? So I absolutely understand what you're saying in that, again, unless you're a tennis fan, not many people are locking in Wimbledon's goal. March Madness, we lock in round number 1, right? With Wimbledon, that's just not going to happen. So I actually think it's a totally valid take.
Like, do we need Yannick Sinner, number 1 seed, going up against Grigor Dimitrov? Now, he's ranked 19th or 19th seed coming in. But we don't need that. Like, if we just got the big boys, 1 through 4, then we don't get to see the 6 or 7 or 8. But the same guys win it every single time. So why are we wasting time?
No, see, that I would push back on. I push back on, like, the make Donnie commissioner, this is the change we need to implement. Because like, Donnie, it's fine. Like, here's the thing. I think sometimes you do look at every single sport at how do I get to 1 Super Bowl level rating? And that's not the goal of every sport. Because there's you have to spread things out. There's real estate and things like that. But the explaining to people why it might be harder to catch on, I agree with. But removing every guy who's not one of the 4 best in the world, terrible.
Top 4 in the world, underhand serves, holy. Like, you want to athletic ability, you got it. And you got ratings. Make me commissioner. Tennis will be in the forefront once again. Trust me on that. We'll be right back. It's Moneyline.
If you ever hear a Taylor Swift song here, something has gone horribly wrong. We only give you sports gaming strategies and information you need. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Progressive presents the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
The Nationals fired President of Baseball Operations Mike Rizzo and manager Dave Martinez on Sunday. The pair led the Nationals to the World Series championship in 2019, but the team hasn't finished higher than fourth in the division since they won the World Series. The club's senior vice president and former assistant general manager Mike DiBartolo has been named the interim GM. The team set to announce an interim manager today. NASCAR Cup Series Sunday, Shane Van Gisbergen took the checkered flag under caution at the street course in Chicago. He also won the Xfinity Series race. A series of moves going back to Kevin Durant's trade to the Houston Rockets before the draft ultimately became the first ever 17 trade in NBA history. All told, the deal involves the Rockets, Hawks, Nets, Warriors, Lakers, Timberwolves, and Suns.
Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. That's the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Find what you love what you find. A total wine and more. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door. It's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
If your family's summer style needs a little pick-me-up, you've got to go to Kohl's. They have everything from polos and cute dresses to comfy kids' outfits and Sephora essentials, plus more. Not to mention, you can get 20% off some of your faves and earn Kohl's cash. Yup, summer's already looking more stylish, all thanks to Kohl's. Select styles. Offer ends July 6th. Some exclusions apply. Coupons and Kohl's cash do not apply to Sephora. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Let's keep it real. Baseball can be boring. That's where SportsGrid comes in. Nothing livens up those 9 innings like sports gaming. You might experience something you've never felt in a baseball game, a quickened pulse. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
I'll tell you something that's going to surprise Kevin in just a moment here, but the chat box out here having some fun as always. Seville says, hard pass on tennis for me. George says, I tried to like tennis. Best way to bet tennis is set betting on who you think is going to win. There you go. So maybe like in-game live there, Kevin. People enjoying betting tennis out there in these streets. Little Joe Salisbury, Neil Skupski took down Maximo Gonzalez and Andre Molenti. How about that? Molteni? I don't know. Whoever these people are here in these streets. But you ready for a surprise, Kevin, on what I did this weekend?
Oh.
Had a great weekend. Cooked out every day. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We went burgers Friday, glizzy Saturday, burgers back on Sunday. Had some nice, mac and cheeses, like all the fixings, good stuff. Had a great weekend. Really enjoyed it. Didn't actually go anywhere, which was even more fantastic. I didn't have to leave home. But last night, I'm just sitting around like, hey, you know what? Just pop the TV on and see what's good. Turned in just as the United States men's national team scored against Mexico 1-0. Watch the entire thing. Watch the entire
Whoa!
Yeah. Start to finish.
Well, what were your takes?
The passion was there. And this is what I was trying to explain it to Ben this morning. I said, you know what? Like they call it like the beautiful game, where it's like, hey, man, you see like, Messi out there. You see great soccer players over there in EPL, Cristiano Ronaldo, like, Brazil, Argentina, like really world-class soccer places. Then I see like U.S. and Mexico. And the anger is so much that all these two teams do, Kevin, is test what the referee is going to allow them to do. I'll kick you, I'll punch you, I'll take you out. And if you ain't calling it, we're just going to double down. And if I just got a call I thought that didn't go for me, I'm going to go ahead and just smash into you on purpose because that call just wasn't made. I enjoyed it. Now, the U.S. lost 2-1 in that, scored first, but I enjoyed it all the way through, which leads to my next thing because people think sometimes like, "That I a snob, you should get into more sports." Like, I don't like soccer, but I like big level events. Like, I don't care about the Euros, right? Who cares? EPL, don't give a damn. MLS, who cares? Men's national soccer, big game like last night, I'll watch. World Cup coming next summer, Kevin, to get us through this up. I will be watching. It's in the United States. Like, I enjoy World Cup competition type soccer. And even though the U.S., I think, didn't have half their team there, it's still fun to watch. It was fun.
Yeah, I one, I know that is true for you. You are a big event guy.
Yes.
That has always been the case. I would say as far as like soccer goes, and one of the things that is always bizarre to me, not that the U.S. should settle for like, oh, we're not growing, right? Like you always want to try and get better. But I always just find it very interesting when we play Mexico, right? And it's like, sometimes, Donnie, my view on it, and listen, this is 1,000 feet out view. Like, yeah, like we're competitive with Mexico in soccer. Okay, good on us. I'm not like, of course we're not the best soccer team in the world. Like you and I have joked about this many times in the past, and it's always it's fun. But like being sincere, like, we're never going to win a World Cup. We should never win the World Cup. Like when Greece was in the World Cup final with Italy, Donnie, right? Like if we're ever in a World Cup final, like of course it would be unreal, and we will be watching. And
Greece made it.
But this idea that we're going to be dynastic, or was that the Euros where they lost to Italy? Wasn't it the World Cup?
No idea.
I remember it because Italy won.
I don't know if Greece was in there. Where are they? Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
Chat box out there. Yeah. Somebody find me. If Greece was in the final, that'd be tremendous.
I'm pretty sure. Well, like, I don't know, Donnie, where you were neighborhood-wise, but basically Italy winning was about the same as the USA winning in Queens.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have a pretty good memory.
In that? Like, how did Lisi feel about that? Did he get an Italia tattoo, like the boot on his leg? By the way, like I don't pocket check people, which it means like, check people's money, or like, hey, you have a tattoo. Lisi not having like an Italian tattoo. Does Lisi have any tattoos? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Does he? Like the fact, like, wouldn't he be the guy that has like the Italian boot somewhere on him? You know what I mean?
You know what it is? It's him not having also tracks.
Yes.
Like if
trendy.
you know him.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not touching myself with that. I would never. Are you crazy? I would never do that. Like, so you could see how it would spin the other way. No. Do you have a tattoo? I don't have any tattoos. I don't know.
Yeah, I have one on my arm. Yeah, I have one on my arm.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Thinking about getting one when you get married, Kevin? Like you and the wife, or when you have the kid? They're big tattoos like that. Now, see, you want a good story here? I'm going to tell them. So I'll let the people in on a secret right now that gets me a little bit unnerved. All right. So the wife was younger, 17, 18, 19, got a tattoo on the leg, small one. Her initials, boy's initials there. Got it covered up like inevitably when they were probably done a month later, a week later. So now it's like it's a butterfly, but you can't see like what it was, but I know what it is. So I tell her, I even bring my daughter in this conversation. I say, do you think it's right that your dad doesn't have a tattoo of any other woman on him? I don't have any, like except one. It's just a tribal band. That's it.
Yeah.
But like the mom has a tattoo on her still technically that there are initials of another guy, and therefore, I should have my name tattooed somewhere on my wife just because that would be the right thing to do. Like this is 15 years in. I'm trying to win this argument.
Now, I guess does she just now out on tattoos, or is she like, I'm trying to figure out why she wouldn't then just get like a D. I don't think she would get D.
Yep.
I don't She get rightwager.com.
I'm telling you, like I even like, because you know, like I don't know, younger is not right? Like we're in our 40s, but like you see, like almost like the forearm tattoo that goes like the girls get, like a writing or something like on there.
Yeah.
Like I try to chide her into that, but here's the way I try to get over. It's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Like for our I don't know, anniversary, we're gonna get tattoos. And I always go like, you go in there, you get it first, then I'll get it. That's the big fight. Because that's like, you got it. And I'm like, good, I'm not getting mine now.
Good, let's get out of here.
But nobody wants to go first at that point. So I always joke, but I always feel like I have the moral right at this point. Like I never did that. Like, you know, it's the best part, because like some people don't claim that, like my wife is not a jealous person by nature, but I'm telling you right now, if like I had like a tattoo of Diane on my arm, like she would have a major
I can see that not going great.
Even if it was covered up, like there would be a huge, like, all right, here, look, right on my wrist here, I'm going to get, my wife's name right here, per se. But I have a feeling like that would go completely different directions as being unacceptable.
Well, she could get the You know how people get like the initials tatted on the ring finger, so that way it's almost like it's always there type of thing.
It's like, well, you get yours, but it's like a point of contact. Like, no, you're like, I don't know, like you're mine. So I just get the tattoo of my name on you, and that's the way. I don't have to get one back. You know what I mean? Even though you're supposed to do that, or you know what I mean? Like the tattoos as you get older are used like wife and kid, or I don't know, like your dog passes away, you get like a little, tattoo of the dog's name somewhere because you probably already have 5 or 6 tattoos anyway. Like usually once people start, they don't stop. But I just look at that one viewpoint and say like, oh, there should be something on me there that's tattooed.
Well,
how about that?
What I would say though is if you do keep presenting it in the you go first, I'll go second way, that's when I start to blame her a lot less because I feel it is pretty fair to be like, you're definitely just going to walk out after I'm done, which I would like. I just find a shop down here that has 2 chairs and go simultaneously.
Simultaneously,
I gotta tell
give
you,
the guy next to 50 next to me. Look,
I was just gonna say,
don't actually carve it into me. Yeah.
It's and for anyone who understands, it's not that Donnie is untrustworthy. It's that Donnie likes to mess around too much.
Yeah.
So it's not that Donnie wouldn't do it because you wouldn't be like you liar. It would be like you son of a gun. Would be the because
like,
of course
right,
you would have slipped the guy.
I'll do it next week. I'll do it next week. You got it now.
I'm
I'll do it
busy
next
with work.
I want to see how it comes out first before I get mine. Like, what? What do you mean? Here's how it comes out right now at this point, radio. So, it is what it is.
Funny, man.
Yeah, tattoo situation. That's from the DRS household at this point here. More hot topics. All-Star game rosters are out, Kevin. And also a decent slate of NBA. Yeah, NBA tonight. And also Major League Baseball. We got topics, people. We'll come back and talk about them next right here on Moneyline.
This is sports gaming information you can use. Expert analysis on odds, insights, and strategies you can literally take to the bank. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Progressive presents the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
NASCAR Cup Series Sunday, Shane Van Gisbergen took the checkered flag under caution at the street course in Chicago. He also won the Xfinity Series race. A series of moves going back to Kevin Durant's trade to the Houston Rockets before the draft ultimately became the first ever 7-team trade in NBA history. All told, the deal involves the Rockets, Hawks, Nets, Warriors, Lakers, Timberwolves, and Suns. The Nationals fired President of Baseball Operations Mike Rizzo and manager Dave Martinez on Sunday. The pair led the Nationals to the World Series championship in 2019, but the team hasn't finished higher than 4th in the division since they won the World Series. The club's senior vice president and former assistant general manager Mike DeBartolo has been named the interim GM. The team set to announce an interim manager today.
Save big when you bundle auto and home, renters, or condo with Progressive. That's the SportsGrid Sports Flash. I'm Chuck Sanders.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line, $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement, $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepayment for below 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Springtime. When a young man's fancy turns to Facebook. Get your mind out of the gutter. For sports gaming strategies and information that gives you an unfair advantage, you'll find it all right here. It's the winning edge. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
Team back at it. By the way, All-Star game, Kevin. What's coming up quick? Like, this is the bane of my existence, is like that week. But, I mean, look, we're professionals. We always get through it. And there's football real close. And I think the end of this week, some of the rookies are going to start to show up in like L.A. And then I think the veterans around like the 16th or so, which is only less than 10 days away, which is great. But the All-Star break is coming up. And I don't really like the All-Star game You tune in the Home Run Derby. It's handicapped. We could bet it. You could sort of watch it. I don't enjoy it all that much, except out of the one year we were doing in-play sports tonight live. And they were in Colorado. And let me just set the stage for people. If you used to remember, we said 3-hour show, 7 to 10 at night. Great times, hilarious, laughs, nonstop. It was just 3 hours of betting. And one time, again, we got up to nothing going on because it's the All-Star break. Let's get involved in Home Run Derby, which will be up again next week. But this was in Colorado, and they hung a number. I want to say 517, the longest home run hit in Home Run Derby. So I said, all right, it's Colorado. Looking at the previous ones, you're going to get more of a jump. Somebody is really going to send one. And I wish we had the tape of when Pete Alonso was up. And by the way, Pete Alonso didn't actually get the 519. It did cash. We'll get to that in a second. Pete Alonso was hitting, let's just say, first home run, 3 rows into the seats and be like, all right, 410. Ooh, that's nice. Next home run would be up, halfway up, 478. Oh man, he's going to catch one of these. Mm-hmm. He hit one off the scoreboard in left field that registered 404, and I just and it wasn't coming up on the broadcast because they're hey, we'll get to how long it was, but people had bets on this. One of the bigger bets on FanDuel back then was that bet that everybody was in. So I think it might have been a profit boost.
Yes.
This guy, Pete Alonso, was banging baseballs farther than I ever saw in my life and getting a constant 420. And I was just screaming beside myself. Then Soto comes up next to bat. I was like, oh, that's an interesting one. Oh, look, 519. Wait, nothing made it. It was almost like they were rigging the system. Pete was hitting baseballs you couldn't even see where they landed and getting constant oh, that wouldn't even made it out of Yankee Stadium. Unbelievable.
It was very weird. It was so fun. Again, bring back odds boosts, please, because it's the closest thing we got to it, Donnie, was occasionally in the playoffs. Yes. They would have the Bill Simmons, Taylor fade kind of thing. Yep. But even some of that was whack because it'd be SGA 29.5. And I'm oh my gosh, this is going to be great. We're going to get even money. And then it's no, you get a 30% boost on a minus 220. It's I'm not, all right, thanks guys. I'm not betting that.
And the 2 3-point shots in the first 3 minutes, maybe the best, or should I say the most fun bet in the history of when you're doing just live content. I could say, first play is going to be a run or a pass. All right. But the 3-point shot was so hilarious when you're just looking for one to fall and the cheat system where you're 20 seconds ahead on FanDuel, the 3 drops down, you want to see who knocks. Oh, it was so much fun, man. Those were the days where we would stay on at the 10 o'clock games off air just to watch the 10:05 starts to get another 3x2.
It was the best. And I don't know why they got rid of them, but they did. And it's odd. It's incredibly, incredibly odd that everything is just a profit boost. And it is what it is. I'll say this, Donnie, though. I've had a nice little run with some profit boosts over the 4th of July weekend that I was not anticipating.
We take it baseball in game. What did you have?
I had Louis Ortiz to throw a strike. No, I had a couple hit run RBIs yesterday. I was doing, I had PCA, Kyle Tucker, and Tatis all to get 2. Right, so that's a 4-1 shot, Donnie, with the boost on it, which is nice. But I had my first ever big home run parlay come in on Friday with Judge, Soto, and Cal Raleigh. And it's just I just could not believe it. They all homered in the first inning.
Wow.
It was
no sweats.
Yeah, it was crazy. Now, it was one of those things, though, I only had $5 on it. And we're always honest with everyone. Listen, sometimes you really like a bet and you end up putting, maybe you'll put $200 on, whatever it might be. And it was so weird to hit a bet, Donnie, that paid out that well. Yeah. But I was I don't know. I feel I should be winning $1,000. I don't really understand.
Yes.
What? I was being very
what was the payout?
Ungrateful, I think. It was 5 to win 240 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a 45-1 shot. And again, it was unbelievable, right?
10 or 15 or 20, 25. But then again, you would have bet 25. What an idiot. Nobody hit a home run. Stupid. I'm never doing that again. It was the one I had the early in the summer was the 580-1. I'm I got these things mixed up. Let me just throw $1 on that thing. And it came back. Ooh, if I would have put $100 on, but nobody was ever putting $100 on that bet. But the dollar paid back $5. Man, $2, $1,000, $3 double. You know what I mean? You send it up, but as well as I do. you could bet that 100 times in a row. Like, it never hits. I'm never betting it. And it's like the one time it does, like, oh, why didn't I have $50 on?
Yeah, I know but that is like, I don't want to be ungrateful, but it was just
yeah.
Because look at you, this again, I made the same amount basically on the Tatis Tucker PCA thing. You get the max $50, so it's like. But again, it was a treat. I don't know. I've been enjoying betting some baseball, and I've been just
I got
keeping it in.
$50. Those were the days.
They're still keeping you at 10.
Yeah, let's look at 10.
You even log in anymore?
Yes, I do log in to take a look because just getting the odds board on the screen. But I got to tell you, like this brings up again a subject of entering in this 3 years ago, Baltimore Ravens, and it was back-to-back years. I think it was $200. It was take a Super Bowl champion, max up to 10 wins, $20 back, which was like, okay, this is a free bet on a team to win a championship at $200 because the Ravens and the Bills back-to-back seasons both obviously got more than 10 wins, but the Ravens one really hurt me. Like, they got the 10 wins quick. I'm like, I got such a good price, 15-1, whatever. Was it 15-1? Something stupid I had on the Ravens. And of course, they blew up and got beaten that one. But why don't we have those?
Kansas City.
You tell me right now that FanDuel brings back that type of wager. Like, I just remember fiddling like late August, like 2 or 3 years ago. Like, all right, you have like 10, 50% bonuses up to $100. And all I kept doing was like, A.J. Brown to get 800 yards, this guy to get 600 yards, 3 guys. Remember the touchdown prop on King Henry? Just get 10. Would get 9
that
the
was
first
something.
Week, it felt like. Yep. And then he got hurt, never came back and played at that point.
That was a disaster.
We'll shut it down next. It's a Monday, getting you ready post July 4th holiday. How you're going to spend your summer. We'll tell you about it next.
We don't care what your high school girlfriend told you. You are a winner. Or at least you will be if you keep it here. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network. The new SportsGrid app is now available on iOS and the App Store. Experience the ultimate sports betting companion that provides personalized content from your favorite hosts. In-depth matchup previews, game and prop picks, live odds, stats, scores, and more. All in one place. And of course, on the SportsGrid app, you can tune into our live television and radio coverage anytime. On the go, wherever you are. Download the SportsGrid app on the iOS App Store now. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
For anyone who's worried about back taxes, has not filed tax returns, and doesn't know what to do next, stop and listen. Not filing your taxes can have severe consequences, especially in this political climate. Now that COVID is over, the IRS is getting aggressive, massively increasing enforcement and collection efforts. With politicians making all sorts of promises, especially when it comes to taxes, hiding and not dealing with your taxes will cause you harsh legal and financial ramifications. But right now, the IRS offers forgiveness and writes off a massive amount of tax debt. The Tax Doctor offers a free service that helps people get out of IRS collections and back in good standing with the government. Don't hide or bury your head in the sand. Take advantage of our free service. Call now to learn more. 800-816-4492. 800-816-4492. 800-816-4492. That's 800-816-4492.
Carver and Lisi.
You got 2 old corners, right? You got Darius Slay, you got Jalen Ramsey, who, by the way, doesn't tackle, and on the Dolphins, he sucks. Tell me how that benefits you. If Minka was there, and you got Slay and Porter, and now you got, obviously, Jalen Ramsey, now you're upgrading the secondary. You're going nowhere.
It's Carver and Lisi with Mike Carver and Joe Lisi. Weekdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific. On the SportsGrid Radio Network. You're listening to SportsGrid, doing our part to spread the winning edge nationwide. Terrestrial, internet, TV, satellite, and our mobile app. Face it, you're one of us. One of us. This is the SportsGrid Radio Network.
By the way, just talking about stuff like Netflix in the summer, watching movies. I'll tell you what I'm going down a rabbit's hole right now, Kevin. I've been real big on watching military stuff, and not from like World War II. Like Navy SEALs, they have all the podcasts are a great thing right now. Kevin has his own podcast, fantastic. It's NBA, covers that mostly, right? You get what you get when you look for stuff. Yeah. But like the SEALs that do their own podcast with what they go through, how they became a SEAL, and how they were like in combat, I'm definitely down a rabbit hole. And sometimes in the summer, you look for things to get you through because football season, I don't have time for anything. Like I have time to sleep, I have time to wake up, and I have time to do content and rinse and repeat. It's like, hey, catch up on your favorite show Sunday night. Like, no, I am exhausted. I'm going to bed. So the summer, I like to do this. And I was telling Kevin, who says, next month, he's going on a cruise. Cruises are great. Been on multiple cruises. So much fun. New destination like every day. You get a good room with a balcony. It's like you have your own like beachfront home that you just look at the ocean. They're great. But if anybody hasn't seen it yet, I'm telling Kevin to watch it. It's called Poop Cruise on Netflix, where a cruise ship got stuck in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico, lost power completely, which meant they couldn't even flush the toilets. Madness. And I tell you right now, if I was on that cruise ship, I don't know how I would have made it. Not because like the food is terrible, because like you can't cook. Like they're handing like old lettuce and stuff and making like tomato sandwiches. But Kevin, no internet. Like in the middle of the Gulf, like everything shuts off. Like back then, there's like you didn't have internet.
Yeah.
So you just hung out with people you didn't know on a deck with no air conditioning, no bathrooms, and no entertainment, basically. I don't know how. I don't think I could have done it. I'm going to have to jump off the ship.
Yeah, I would have freaked out, right? I mean, I can only imagine like the amount of questions that people were asking of when can we get off this. I mean, that's a long time. 7, 8, like that is a long time to just be
Can you
stuck.
imagine that? Like how about like just to say 5 full days, Kevin, of no amenities?
Yeah.
None. Like the showers don't work, I don't think. Like you can't flush
yeah.
the toilet.
If the bathrooms worked,
yes,
it sounds
Didn't
like
work.
something we'd be like, we can't do, but like you could do it, right? Kind of thing. That is just a whole nother level of this is the worst thing that's ever happened kind of thing. Yeah, people must have been freaking out, man. People must have been absolutely.
You and the fiance.
I don't
gotta
see
watch
why
that
I would
here.
watch that. Why
Yeah,
would I
you
watch that before I go on a cruise?
Because you got to understand like what could happen.
don't-
You know what I mean? If
no,
that,
yeah,
like,
I don't
maybe you
think
gotta
that's
prepare a
the
little
goal.
bit better at this point. Like there were some people on there, Kevin, like,
that's not
I'm
the
just
goal.
going to take Imodium and hopefully I don't go for 5 days. What? Yeah, what kind of plan is that? See that? See, that's the type of plans that were hatched in the moment where maybe if you think a little bit better, you might be able to, circumvent something like that.
I don't know. That doesn't sound like a terrible pivot. I don't know.
Stomach ache would you have after 2 days with Imodium, just constantly taking that? My goodness. Are you binging anything in the summer? What are you watching? The wife's watching Homeland for like the 10th straight time.
Really?
Absolutely.
She likes to
crazy.
rewatch? I didn't want to watch something
Loves to
else.
rewatch. She loves
I finished
to
The
rewatch.
Bear already.
Did you? Is that the restaurant thing?
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it? Give me
It's
the
a
premise.
restaurant thing.
Give me the premise.
Kid comes home. Lot of family issues. Brother passed away. Opens up a restaurant. Is the restaurant going to survive, though, financially? He also happens to basically be like the best cook in the world. But, he's a little on edge. Try not to do any spoilers. I don't know if that does it justice, but it's a good show. I'm not sure you'd like it because
is it the Jeremy Allen White guy? Who is it?
Yes.
The guy that played in the Iron Claw? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I can't really get a handle on like what you're looking for in a TV show. Like I remember you told me you've watched Yellowstone.
Love Yellowstone.
I don't
love like Billions.
Yeah.
Love The Sopranos. Like love
Okay.
The Wire. Like that. Like I like if you have a really good show, there's a chance of it. But the fact that like my time is so short, like I don't even have time to like hey, try this out, try this out. Like something will piss me off like right away. There was one on I want to say it was HBO or Showtime. What was it called? The Judge. It was the guy in Breaking Bad was a judge in New Orleans, and his son ended up hit and running a kid. That was a really good one. Can't remember what the name of that was. It's probably stupid. It's probably called The Judge, but I can't remember what it is. But I like a good summer watch at this point. So I'm sort of like surfing around, but you know me, I love like YouTube and searching things out and going down rabbit holes. Like I'll watch, Kevin, honest to God, late 1980s and early 1990s, Pennsylvania high school football games, like playoff games. Like I love it that much. Like I love to go back, like when football was real, like you had like big shoulder pads and you ran the dive 60 times in a game. Like those were the best teams. Fantastic. That's what you get on a Monday. By the way, Big Fry says, don't underestimate a tomato mayonnaise sandwich. Oh, I'll underestimate that right now. You know what? Chipotle time for DRS for Kevin. Get people behind the wheels of steel. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with another episode.
worth living. Actionable insights, analysis, odds, and expert perspective on sports gaming. If we do